Hello, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World, and I'm your host, Irtundala Ingamtlan. On the News Mongolia today, Mongolia advances just energy transition with UNDP-led discussion. The 12th meeting of the Joint Commission on Trade, Economic, Scientific, and Technical Cooperation between Mongolia and Laos convenes. Mongolian herder communities will have access to AI education. For other news, stay tuned. A just energy transition has the potential to transform Mongolia's economy, reduce pollution, create green jobs, and attract sustainable investment. On the 28th of January 2025, UNDP hosted a roundtable discussion to explore progress and future strategies for expanding renewable energy solutions in Mongolia. The event, held in observance of International Day of Clean Energy 26th January, focused on key lessons learned from Mongolia's renewable energy pilot projects. In 2024, a total of 69 households in Ulaanbaatar and Erdenet adopted solar PV-powered heating systems, replacing coal-based heating solutions. This initiative, implemented in partnership with the government of France, Ulaanbaatar City, the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, URECA LLC, and the GearHub NGO, has not only reduced air pollution, but also provided a sustainable model for clean energy expansion.
I think UNDP's support lies at the two layers. First of all is that the strategic policy adversaries. As I mentioned at opening remarks, we developed our so-called National Human Development Paper in 2024, which features the topic of just energy transition in Mongolia. In that paper, we provided a set of policy recommendations to advise the government to make sure that the energy transition process in Mongolia is not just to addressing the climate change challenges, but also to make sure the process is green, is inclusive, and is also just, so that no one will be left behind. Yes, indeed, our efforts, our support will not stop as just piloting. Currently, we are in a very close discussion with the UB government, in particular the Chingchte district government, as well as the relevant ministries and partners, to scale up the technical solution we are defined successful through the piloting. But in the meantime, we also will look into the continuously optimize the technical solutions so that we can cut the cost, make sure it's more scalable to the wider number of households. So our aim is actually to establish a blended financing mechanism to really help to de-risk some certain elements for financial investment, so that the private sector as an important partner can join to investing in this very important initiative.
The discussion also highlighted Mongolia's broader commitment to clean energy expansion. The country aims to increase its renewable energy capacity to 30% by 2030, up from 18.3% of total installed capacity and 9.1% of electricity production as of 2023. At the global level, renewable energy investments have gained momentum, with world leaders at COP28 committing to tripling renewable energy capacity by 2030. Mongolia is working to align itself with this movement, but experts emphasize the need for stronger policy support and investment incentives to accelerate the transition. In our district, the United Nations Development Program has started implementation in only 2 to 3 households so far. We plan to expand this initiative by increasing the number of households involved, with the leadership of Chingchte district aiming to include up to 100 households in this year's 2025 district budget, in collaboration with the United Nations Development Program, and we have already begun this work. At this time, the most urgent need is to reduce air pollution in Ulaanbaatar city. If we do not start this initiative from Chingchte district, which is located in the southern part of our capital Ulaanbaatar, the issue of air pollution will not decrease, and we will lose more valuable time. Therefore, it is the right decision for the Chingchte district governor to take the initiative and collaborate with the United Nations Development Program to implement heating solutions using renewable energy. This solution will reduce air pollution per household, contribute to the household's economy and create a multifaceted and effective initiative which is currently being carried out by Chingilte District. Moving forward, the plan is to install these systems year by year and in collaboration with the United Nations Development Program, aim to include up to 1,000 households by 2028, working in a planned and systematic manner. Local authorities emphasize the importance of scaling up initiatives like solar heating systems, which have demonstrated positive results in reducing reliance on coal. Furthermore, expanding clean energy access beyond pilot projects will require strong infrastructure support and financial incentives. With growing global and local interest in renewable energy, Mongolia is at a critical turning point in its energy transition. Through strategic partnerships and continued investment, the country is positioning itself for a more sustainable and resilient energy future. The 12th session of the Mongolia-Laos Intergovernmental Commission on Trade, Economic, Scientific, and Technical Cooperation was held from January 26 to 28, 2025 in Vientiane, the capital of the Lao People's Democratic Republic.
Mongolia's Minister of Roads and Transport Development Delgar Sahan and Laos Minister of Health Bumfen Phomalasetit co-chaired the meeting, which also included officials from relevant ministries and organizations of both countries. The discussions covered bilateral trade, economic collaboration, transportation, health, agriculture, environment, culture, education, and tourism. The parties acknowledged their deepening cooperation based on mutual support and benefit, highlighting strengthened political trust, frequent high-level visits, and ongoing dialogues. Both sides emphasized the Commission's importance in accelerating agreements made during high-level visits and fostering comprehensive and mutually beneficial cooperation across all sectors. Key outcomes of the meeting include the Commission agreed to ensure the implementation of the 2022 Memorandum of Understanding between the two defense ministries. Plans were discussed to enhance bilateral trade by leveraging each country's unique products. Mongolia will explore exporting meat and meat products to Laos, while Laos will focus on supplying rice, fruits, and timber products to Mongolia. Agreements were made to export Mongolian livestock, raw materials, and breeding products to Laos, while aligning on veterinary and trade regulations. The importance of resolving logistics challenges to support trade was emphasized. Laos highlighted the role of its Vientiane-Kunming Railway in reducing regional transport barriers. Both sides agreed to organize short and medium-term training programs for Lao medical professionals under an existing Memorandum of Understanding. Initiatives to connect tourism companies, exchange expertise, and promote cultural tourism were discussed. The Commission praised ongoing scholarships enabling students from both countries to study under government programs. The meeting also recognized both nations' commitment to active collaboration within the United Nations and other international organizations. Mongolia and Laos agreed to further cooperate on initiatives like the International Think Tank for Landlocked Developing Countries and address global challenges such as climate change and desertification. Laos expressed support for Mongolia's aspirations to join ASEAN Dialogue Partnerships, the East Asia Summit, and APEC. In a warm and constructive atmosphere, the Commission concluded with the signing of a protocol to advance cooperation in economic, trade, transport, agriculture, health, education, and tourism.
CNN highlighted an initiative led by Mongolian women who aims to train 500 AI teachers for herder communities in rural areas. The founder of AI Academy Asia, Bolrirten Batsingil, presented her digital inclusion program at the annual World Economic Forum meeting in Davos. CNN reporter Amy Gunya emphasized how this initiative is connected to her rural roots.
As reported by CNN, the International Monetary Fund forecasted 40% of jobs could be affected by AI globally. It also warned that AI will likely worsen inequality overall. Bolrirten, who lived in the countryside until she was 10, worries that digital inequality will make the situation even worse. If we can give people access to equal education, it can create enormous impact, she told CNN. Through AI Academy Asia, she hopes to foster inclusivity and unlock the potential of AI for all. The Academy officially launched on February 27th. It offers step-by-step courses in AI foundations, AI model development, and a 3-level coding program designed to prepare individuals for the future of work. According to Worldometer, Mongolia's current population is 3.5 million. 30% of them are nomadic herders. As CNN noted, around 84% of the population uses the internet. AI Academy Asia was based on the success of Bolsjevik's previous program, Girls Code, which provides girls in rural areas with coding skills. Some of the program's 120 graduates have successfully enrolled at Harvard, MIT, and Cambridge. This time, Bolsjevik and her team plan to expand their initiative and reach more people, including boys, to increase AI use in their work and studies.
Now let's take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Now let's take a look at international news provided by our partner agencies. Caroline Leavitt, the youngest person to serve as White House press secretary, made her debut in the briefing room Tuesday. She said the drones over New Jersey that captured attention over a month ago were authorized and are not the enemy. Leavitt delivered an update from Trump saying the Federal Aviation Authority approved the flights.
In the Oval Office, after research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy.
Leavitt faced a number of questions about the deportation policies. The Trump administration has said that it would prioritize the expulsion of migrants with criminal records in the initial phases of his promised mass deportation, though it also has said the deportations could include anyone who entered illegally.
Immigration. Of the 3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office, can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
The briefing came as the White House paused federal grants and loans as Trump's administration begins an across-the-board ideological review of its spending, causing confusion and panic among organizations that rely on Washington for their financial lifeline. Administration officials said the decision was necessary to ensure that all funding complies with Trump's executive orders, which are intended to undo progressive steps on transgender rights, environmental justice, and diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI efforts. They also said that federal assistance to individuals would not be affected, including Social Security, Medicare, food stamps, student loans, and scholarships. However, the funding freeze could affect trillions of dollars, at least temporarily, and cause widespread disruptions in healthcare research, education programs, and other initiatives. Even grants that have been awarded but not spent are supposed to be halted. State agencies and early education centers appear to be struggling to access money from Medicaid and Head Start, steering anxiety with answers hard to come by in Washington. Court battles are imminent, and Democratic New York Attorney General Letitia James plans to ask a Manhattan federal court to block the Republican president's moves. The issue dominated the first briefing held by Leavitt. She said the administration was trying to be good stewards of public money by making sure that there was no more funding for transgenderism and wokeness. The pause on grants and loans was scheduled to take effect 5 p.m. ET, just one day after agencies were informed of the decision.
Portals down in all 50 states?
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Goodbye.